Big breaking news coming in here on India Today. At the moment, the Hizbul Mujahideen is working on a new multi-barrel terror plot to attack India. Hizbul Mujahideen of Burhan Wani fame. Their terror strategy is to target police posts. Remember, this is all part of an intelligence report that India Today has been able to access. The Hizbul Mujahideen's brand new terror strategy is to target police posts and barge into the homes of local leaders to loot their personal weapons. They lure locals and then use them and the looted weapons to bleed India. This is all part of an international intelligence report. We get you the full terror strategy and a brand new shocking video of the Valley Hizbul commander who has replaced Burhan Wani.
Hizbul Mujahideen's new video. The new Valley commander, Zakir, who has replaced Burhan Wani, geared up to cause maximum damage to India. In this fresh video clip, accessed by India Today, Zakir is seen inside a room with 3 young terror recruits, imparting arms training. What's even more scary is the new terror pattern. Terrorists are attacking police posts and looting weapons from security pickets near the homes of political leaders. 40 hours after the attack on the Uri army base, terrorists attacked the police post in Handwara's Lung Gate before fleeing. In the last 15 days alone, at least 10 assault rifles have been looted by terrorists in South Kashmir with ammunition. In the latest incident, 12 to 15 terrorists barged into a house of PDP leader Sheikh Mushtaq in Anantnag and looted 4 AK rifles from cops on guard. 6 rifles were looted from a National Conference leader's security guards in Kulgam last week. According to the new twin terror strategy, terrorists are using our local youth and weapons on us. During last 72 days of unrest in the valley, over 60 local youths have joined Hizbul Mujahideen in South Kashmir. Terrorists snatch Indian weapons to train these locals and unleash them to bleed India. Bureau Report, India Today.
Joining me live from Srinagar is Shuja-ul Haq, our correspondent there. Also with us is Executive Editor Gaurav Sawant. Shuja, shocking video there. We are talking about Burhan Wani, a terrorist who was recently yesterday praised by Pakistan's Prime Minister in New York City. And now we've got this Hizbul Mujahideen video, which talks about a very clear strategy and a disturbing trend that you've been seeing in Kashmir, Shuja, of these terrorists actually looting the personal weapons of security forces in order to build their own arsenal and then use them against the people there.
Well, Shiv, that's right. And it has been a strategy that, militant groups working inside Kashmir have employed for, quite some time now. What has been happening is the fact that, most likely the infiltration and the smuggling of arms becomes a very difficult task across the line of control. So what these militant groups do is that go ahead and snatch weapons of the policemen who are on duty, at lesser, in lesser strengths at places like, what happened in Anantnag just recently, and then give these looted weapons to the new recruits, train them on that, and then increase, increase their sort of membership. That has been the trend that we have seen of late. It started with this group, which was, spearheaded by Burhan Wani. Then now there have been many others who have added to this, this entire, the rank and file of this group. And the pictures that we are seeing is one of the commanders, Zakir, who clearly can be seen imparting training to the youngsters. In fact, Shiv, a sense is that this particular video perhaps is a promotional video that these militant organizations have leaked. Clearly, this is an alarming sense that one can see on the ground with the kind of reports that one is getting, that more and more youth sort of are being attracted towards these activities. And the modus operandi is also very dangerous. Loot the weapons, then use them against the security forces.
And the Hizbul Mujahideen, Gaurav, appears to be pretty desperate. They tried to milk the death of Burhan Wani. You know, they've got benefactors across the border, like Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif, you know, who even mentioned Burhan Wani's name at the UN General Assembly, becoming a laughing stock and pretty much affirming to the entire world that Pakistan has you know, very close ties with terror groups, you know, in front of the UN General Assembly, no less. But this video that we've been able to access, Gaurav, and this strategy that, you know, Shuja is talking about, you know, suggests that the Hizbul Mujahideen is definitely on the back foot and definitely desperate.
Very desperate, Shiv. If you see a number of actions that have taken place in the past 1.5 months, they've attacked 3 security personnel with VVIPs, snatched their weapons. 4 in one case, 6 in one case, 10 weapons here, another 6 in a different location. And if you recall, Shiv, as soon as Burhan Wani was killed, these terrorists went, they looted a police station, 80 assault rifles and thousands of ammunition looted from there. So the Hizbul Mujahideen terrorist group, it needs ammunition. The army, as you well know and you know better, in a series of operations in the past 2 years, they've virtually cleaned these terrorists, their leadership and their weapons.
Okay.
Smuggling these weapons from Pakistan, doubly difficult. That is why they're looting weapons and ammunition from the Jammu and Kashmir police. It's more difficult to do it from CRPF, virtually impossible to do it from the army. So
Gaurav,
JK police is a soft target and they're looting them.
Gaurav, just stay with me. Important points that you're making. I want to put this to the ruling party, one of the 2 ruling parties in Jammu and Kashmir. We've got Wahid Para of the PDP who's with us on the phone line. Wahid Para, what do you make of this particular video? It's the first video that's come out from the Hizbul Mujahideen after the death of Burhan Wani, and it makes a very, very startling suggestion that young people should try and loot weapons of security forces and then use them against them.
Look, it's certainly a cause of concern, but not an alarming situation. Such cases have happened, but this has happened at a time when JNK police is fighting on multiple fronts, internal, external dimensions. You have militancy, you have ceasefire violations going on, you have infiltration going on, then you have a riot problem as well. So this is not really alarming, and the way you are trying to glorify it on the TV when you are showing it, these militants, you know, get...
You think we're glorifying it?
I think a lot of times when these militants see the coverage on national media, they feel glorified. You have to see the mindset of and mentality of a militant in a village.
And they think, look, please just correct me if I'm wrong. You're concerned, but you're not alarmed that a terror group is suggesting to people that they loot personal weapons of leaders and security forces. Are you seriously telling me you're not alarmed?
Allow me to complete first. Such cases happen in the rest of the country where the mafia takes. Now in Kashmir you have militancy where some of the cases when the police was fighting with, you know, controlling riots, you have an internal problem, you have an external problem in the border going on. So a lot of fronts. The JNK police is a very capable force which has, you know, it has never disappointed the country or the state. But it is working under tremendous pressure. There's a social pressure also. Then militants are also using these tactics. Now this is new method which has been adopted in the recent times. So police is already working on it. So I think what is important, if you don't project them the way you're trying to show them, these guys, these militants.
Forget about the messenger. Talk about the problem, Wahid. I'm not asking you to comment on the media. Forget about the media. We're telling you this is a story that's important as far as national security is concerned. Don't waste time talking about the media. We have no time for talking about the media right now. The issue here is this video.
Dictate us what to talk about.
No, that's fine.
The problem in Kashmir today because of your media, the way you are trying to show.
You're the ruling party and you're blaming the media. You're the ruling party and you're blaming the media. You're blaming the media. Gaurav, isn't this part of what the problem is?
When they are repeatedly shown on the national media. And they feel glorified.
Showing a video that pertains to India's national security affects our national security.
If these guys are terrorists, why don't you arrest them? If there's a problem in arresting them, why don't you take them down? They're terrorists. Anybody who picks up the gun against the state is a terrorist, and that message has gone out. Otherwise, what's the difference between a Nawaz Sharif who glorifies a terrorist like Burhan Wani and anyone else who says these are misguided youth? If they are misguided youth, bring them back in the mainstream.
Ask this question to your channel and yourself, who's repeatedly busy showing these videos. You are not doing any service to the nation. You are equally what Nawaz Sharif did in UN. That's what your channel is also doing.
Oh, absolutely not. On the contrary, we are exposing these elements. We are exposing these elements not just to people in Jammu and Kashmir, but across the country. These people are terrorists, and we are exposing terrorists, sir.
And you being somebody who's representing Indian Army, what are you showing on your TV channel?
What?
You're trying to motivate the youth towards militancy.
Wahid, so basically, Wahid, you're happy to wash your hands off your ruling party's responsibility.
No, exactly
These
not.
videos are out there and you don't care about anything. Your enemy is the media. Your enemy is not these terrorists, correct?
That's unfortunate if you're not able to understand our words.
You're basically admitting that you're useless. You're useless as rulers in Kashmir. That's what you're saying. That your hands are tied, you have nothing to say. That's what you're saying?
I think it's better for national media to play a very important role in Kashmir.
No, most certainly. We're not having a media discussion here, Wahid. We're asking you about the Hizbul Mujahideen here. We can have a media discussion separately. I'm asking you about the Hizbul Mujahideen. Do you have a strategy or do you not?
So are you guys going to support the state government in fighting, combating?
Why else are we giving you a chance to comment? Why else are we giving you a chance to comment?
Are you going to lecture the state government how to deal with?
Nobody's lecturing you. We're asking you questions. You're getting defensive. Wahid, you're getting defensive. You're getting defensive because we've put out a video. You're questioning our ethics. We believe it pertains to national security. We're asking you the questions. We're not even blaming you about anything.
Now tell me, how do you really serve the national interests of this country and national security when you're showing videos and motivating the youth of Kashmir towards military?
My simple question to you, what is your response to this particular video? I am not asking you, should we or should we not run this video? My question to you is, what is your response to this video? Is it a problem? You're saying it's not alarming, it's a matter of concern.
We are very much committed to our responsibility, but it needs a certain time. The government is already on job, don't worry about that. But these incidents have happened. We are very much concerned.
Junaid Mattu of the National Conference is also with us on the phone line. Junaid, matter of concern, alarming, a new Hizbul video is out. The questions are being raised about the manner in which the Hizbul Mujahideen, has been operating since the death of Burhan Wani. The PDP suggests that, it's a matter of concern, but there's nothing alarming about it. Junaid, what do you think?
Of course, it's a matter of concern, an extremely alarming matter of concern. Yeah. If this is not alarming, then what is alarming?
Exactly.
This is extremely alarming on various levels. One, that there has been a spurt in local militancy. According to a report of the state police, the increase in the velocity of increase in local militancy post 2014 has been enormous and incomprehensible.
Yeah.
And most of it in South Kashmir. Second, if it is so easy for these militants to snatch weapons and to carry on their activities, not only as they do, but even on social media and elsewhere, that gives you an indication of the amount of lawlessness and amount of alienation on the ground, and that's extremely alarming. If that's not alarming, nothing can be alarming.
What explains, Junaid, what explains the PDP, behaving like its hands are tied? Wahid, incidentally, has disconnected the phone, which I'm not surprised at all by, but we're going to get him back on the phone because we wanted to take some questions that Junaid has raised just now. Junaid, what explains, the PDP saying this is not alarming, this is only a matter of concern, you have to understand what's happening on the ground? How can the potential death of innocent people in Kashmir not be alarming?
Well, the problem with PDP is when an opposition party raises certain questions in the interest of the state and its people, they say that we don't need any lectures and you should focus on positivity, and your raising questions is a very bad thing. When the media raises questions, they question the media's intentions to raise questions and somehow picture and portray the media as an agent provocateur. That has always been the character of PDP. Yeah. Sense of responsibility demands that they accept the responsibility of what is happening, take the challenge head on. We have not sought their resignation. We have not sought a dismissal of this government, and repeatedly the only thing we have said, they should rise up to the challenge and deal with the situation. And that does not mean we are lecturing them. In a democracy, that is our right, not just as a principal opposition party, but citizens of this state.
Wahid,
and if PDP cannot have the grace and the dignity to accept that with style and class, then it is extremely unfortunate for the people of the state.
Wahid, respond to that. It's graceless of the PDP to shoot the messenger and act like it's being lectured when you're being asked legitimate questions about why you're not taking this issue head on. Why?
Is is the National Conference going to tell us how to deal with the situation? It's unfortunate this party is wiped out on the ground in Kashmir. They've been shown the mirror in elections.
But this is not a political issue. This is not a political issue. We're asking you about a terror issue, Wahid.
If you're dealing with militancy, insurgency, terrorism in Kashmir, it is just because of National Conference. You need to understand. Look at the genesis of 1987. They are the ones who created militants out of legislators. So it's unfortunate. We are not going to do politics. The point I am trying to make to you, in specific to your channel, is that it's a very important time for Kashmir and for the country. Kindly help us to serve the interests of country. Kindly help us in integrating and also addressing alienation by bringing a clear picture, not by bringing 4 or 5 kids on TV channels. Look, the message which goes out in Kashmir.
I think there is a general lack of acceptance of what the reality might actually be. You accuse us of not looking at the reality, Wahid, but you've refused to comment specifically on this video as well. I think that may actually be typical. Here at India Today, we don't take sides. We don't believe it's about the PDP or the National Conference. This is not about the opposition versus the ruling party. This is about national security. We've put out a video because we believe it's very important. You can charge us, you can accuse us, and say that this shouldn't be shown. The fact is, this is alarming stuff that the Hizbul Mujahideen, one of the principal terror groups funded by Pakistan in Jammu and Kashmir, is indulging in, and it's happening under the noses of the PDP-BJP government in Jammu and Kashmir. And that is something we will never stop highlighting here on India Today, because we don't take sides and we will continue to bring you stories that matter as far as national security is concerned, beyond the politics. Junaid and Wahid, thank you very much for joining us on this. We've got some more breaking news coming in here on India Today.